Hello viewers, good afternoon and welcome to Clear Night Television here in Palma de Mallorca. I am Mohammed. Today we'll be speaking with the APC chairman in France. Name, Chief Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun. At the same time is the Maiyegun of France. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moderator.
Welcome to Clear Night Television here in Palma de Mallorca.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being with you.
I'm Mohammed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice having you online.
Thank you. Same here.
Yeah, let's start from the name. Chief Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun, the executive chairman APC France, at the same time the Maiyegun of France.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for having me. Let me just pay tribute to the chairman of APC in Spain, in the name of Honorable Steve Teller. He has been a very good friend, and we are really working together as a co-chairman on the Chairman's Platform Forum. The reason why I'm doing this is because of your colleague from Spain. And my name is Chief Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun. I live in France. I'm the chairman of APC here in France. He is also the Maiyegun of France, the title given to me by the Nigerian community here in France.
So let's start with how is the APC faring in France and Nigeria generally?
All right. Thank you. APC in France was inaugurated in 2015, early 2015. Actually, we have started during the coalition. We have already started meeting people and having series of meetings, but the inauguration was in 2015, just before the general election. So APC in France has been doing pretty well with executives all over in every region in France. And we are, like you know, we are affiliated to the APC Nigeria National Headquarters in Abuja, with our national chairman, Chief Maiyegun. And it's been a successful story, because many people were very happy just after the election that our efforts wasn't aborted. We tried all we could to make sure that we claimed victory during the election, and though it might not be very easy as we speak today, some people were thinking they are not having yet the dividend of democracy. But for those of us that really know what exactly Mr. President and his cabinet has done to Nigeria, I'm very sure that a lot of changes has been made by the APC ruling party.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mohammed. Before I ask you things relating to the present APC-led government in Nigeria, are you hearing me, sir?
Yeah, very loud and clear.
Yeah, before we get to that issue, let me start with you personally. When did you join politics?
Yeah, I have been in politics for over a decade, and even before the ACN, I've been in politics because I was born in politics. Because I can remember then when I was very young, during the XDP and NRC, I always go with my father then, going around campaigning and meeting people. And it has been a success story as well for my dad then, because he was a very strong politician in Ijebu, where I'm originally from. And I joined politics long ago. And it's been a very interesting, and politics is part of my passion as well. So it's been a long ago before I even came to France. So it was this passion that drove me to join the political movement here in France.
Okay. You agree with me that APC is an umbrella? Is it only APC members in France that this umbrella is covering, on Nigerians generally?
Thank you very much. This umbrella covers every Nigerian here in France, because most of the time when I have some people calling maybe for assistance or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean to be only APC members. So we have people from other political parties, and even though if they are not really visible, because we only have APC that is visible in France today. So some other people might have different political differences, but APC is for the Nigerians. The well-being of the Nigerians is more our concern. So it's not only meant for the members, but we encourage those that are not members, if they want to join. We have a process by which you can join the APC, and it's not difficult. Anybody can join APC in as much that you are a Nigerian and you have your Nigerian passport that you are a Nigerian. So you are all welcome.
And what is your relationship with the APC executive in diaspora and that in Nigeria? What is your relationship with them?
Yeah, with the APC in the diaspora, we have a very cordial relationship, and we meet often. We do share ideas and views, and sometimes we have a different political differences, but when we come on the platform and we meet, we do discuss it. We meet mostly 1 or 2 times in a month. Mostly when we have some important things to discuss, and we do press release as well.
Is there any venue where you people hold meetings as chairman of APC in diaspora?
Yeah, actually the last meeting that we had was in Madrid. We met in Madrid, and at the same time mostly we have a group chat and on Skype as well. And I think presently we are planning to meet, but the location is yet unknown. So we do meet with other chairmen. We have meetings regularly, and we discuss everything about Nigeria, about the economy, about the situations of Nigerians in diaspora. So, and yes, we do meet regularly.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chief Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun, the Executive Chairman, APC France, and at the same time the Maiyegun on France. As a chairman, has it been the leadership? Because it's not easy to lead people. So what are the difficulties you are facing as the chairman?
Yeah, as the chairman of the political party, you know, it's not easy at all to bring people of different faiths, people of different ethnic background together. So it has not been easy, but when you have your people that identify, if your people identify you give you the mantle of leadership because they believe in you. It is not what I struggle to have. It is my people that voted me, and because they know that I have the charisma and the integrity and also the time to captain the ship of the APC France. So I think that doesn't give me much tough time on the leadership of the APC. So I really enjoy my relationship with my executives and mostly the members of my party. So I can tell you that it has been a journey that is very smooth, without any problem, even though if I have to spend more time than expected, maybe for one way or the other, traveling from one places to another. So I enjoy being the chairman of the people, and I feel loved among them. Yes.
So if you meet a stranded Nigerian in France, what would you render to such person as APC chairman? You said it's not only for APC members, it's for Nigeria generally. And you will agree with me that there are stranded Nigerians all over Europe. What are the encouragement or what are the assistance you will give to a stranded Nigerian that comes your way in France?
Yeah, in France, I can tell you that that's part of the reason that people choose me to be the chairman of this great political party. Because in most cases, when we have some Nigerians, probably they are facing deportation or maybe they were stranded, it is my responsibility to make sure that I help them in any form that I can to make sure that they are comfortable. Most of the times, even at night, maybe some of them get arrested by the police, maybe for just because they are not legal. They are just going and
they don't have documents.
Yes, and they got controlled by the police. And when you are not legal, they will call the police. Will take you to a deportation camp. Some of them, after getting there, they give me a call, and I always try what I can, in as much that they were not a criminal, they were not against the law. If it just has to be only on immigration problem, that shouldn't be a problem. I used to tell them, when you have a problem, and the problem is just only immigration, maybe you were not regularized or whatever, that is the little problem. But when you go and commit any crime, I think you have one chairman who doesn't commit crime himself, and I can't really help that.
You will turn your back against such one?
I won't even give my attention, because before you know it now, you know what people say. Probably it's the chairman that sent them to go and do that.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But when they are illegal, with a problem of immigration, I do try what I can to make sure, get them a lawyer and talk to the immigration department, and also call Nigerian embassy to know that one of our citizens are in custody, so whatever assistance we can give them. Yeah, we do that many times, many times. So if I don't know, I wouldn't say anything, but if I know, even if I don't know, my secretary will know about it. So, and all my executives are available to assist anybody that's in the policy, as in the immigration, that is having a problem on immigration.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mohammed. There is something you said earlier, that you've been in politics even when your father was going for campaign, that you've gone along with him times without number. Can you compare the old politicians and the ones we have now? What do you think the old politicians got that this new trend they've not gotten in terms of integrity?
You said it. You said integrity. The old politicians, You cannot compare someone like Chief Obafemi Awolowo with the politician of today.
So what do you think they are lacking?
My advice to me, I see politics as an opportunity to serve, rather than an opportunity to be served. So, because if you are fortunate to be elected as a political leader, you don't need to think as if it is your fundamental right. It's people that entrust you in the position, and you have to give back to them the reason why you were voted for. Let me just give you an instance. In the United States of America, President Barack Obama, I can tell you categorically that if any American president can go for top 10, former President Barack Obama will be voted for without rigging any election. So those are the kind of people that I emulate to, at least. He has done a lot. When you do well for your people, Nigerians are very good people. They don't demand much. Any government that can come in today and give Nigerians good road and electricity and security, they will worship it, the politician, for the rest of their life. So we know what Nigeria needs. So the politicians of today, my advice for them is that if at all you want to make something, make whatever you want to make, but give people what they want. Nigerians are not complicated people. 3 things I've told you, just give them: electricity, good roads, and security.
Those are social amenities.
Yeah, yes, just give them 3 things. I will tell you, there will be peace everywhere. So that is my advice for the politician of today. But during my last trip to Nigeria about a couple of months ago, 4 months ago, I saw emptiness. I saw sadness from people's face. So I just believe that with this dispensation, we've started making a change, and that change is not what you can see visibly right now.
Of course.
Because if you look at, with the previous administration, the rice that we eat in Nigeria were imported. Tomato paste are imported. But what do we do now? We have invested a lot in rice production. The government is subsidizing rice that we eat. And that subsidy, we can use that money to pay the local farmers, and they will have more rice in Nigeria, to the extent that we can even export. So the local production has been working, and which I really commend the effort of Mr. President Muhammad Buhari. And with that, it has created a lot of employment. So if you do well, I'm sure my people, Nigerians, will always appreciate you.
I love this analysis you just gave. Before we go properly into the Nigeria situation, why should anyone be led by you?
Yeah. People, Nigerians in France, they know me very well. And they realize that I'm a man of my word, and they believe in me. And that is the reason why I was elected as the chairman of the APC, a man of his word, and whatever I said I want to do, I will definitely do it. When you tell me something, you don't remind me twice before I will do it, because it's always at the bottom of my mind. So most of our leaders, in assuming office, they forget to carry out the reason why they were in office. But why I was elected as the chairman of APC, I did not forget what I planned for Nigerians. So that's the reason why when you look at it, when you go to my Facebook page, you will see it. During the 1st of January, in any festive period, I always give speech and I give them the account of what the achievement of our political party. So those are what our people have been willing to hear from me. Because many of them, they believe that when I tell them something, it's not what they will check. Because it's an authentic information. So that is the reason why they believe in me, that you should be our leader. So, and I'm really grateful for the Nigerian community in France for giving me the opportunity as the chairman of APC in France.
You know, like you said, they have confidence in you that you can lead them to a better tomorrow in France as the APC chairman. Do you make yourself available? Because there are some leaders, they don't make themselves available to the people they are leading. Are you available to your people?
Of course, yes. If I know I won't be available, I wouldn't mount the leadership of the APC France chairman. In most cases, I think the people in France are watching this video, and I'm sure that I don't know if it's on Facebook where people can comment.
Yeah.
Sure. Sorry?
It will go on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Yeah.
So majority of them can testify to what I'm talking about. I'm always available for my people.
And we are even expecting some call for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So who are some... Okay, before I ask you this question, you agree, I don't know if you agree with me, there's a difference between a ruler and a leader.
Exactly.
Leaders are born, as they say, while rulers, they just come and go. They are like birds of passage. They come, they don't impart anything in the people. Exactly. Would you say the present politicians have failed Nigerians as a nation?
I can't really say that the present politician has failed Nigerians as a leader.
I am not speaking about the present government. I am speaking about this new breed, this generation of politicians.
What I can say about it is that, you know, we are into democratic dispensation now for like 16 years. 18 years precisely, and at the same time, it is not like when it's like this is not an easy task. But I think those who left before we came to power, they've tried their best. I'm not really going to condemn them much. They have tried their best, and their best is not fruitful. So, but I'm grateful today that we have a very good commander-in-chief who has really continued where they stopped. Because, you know, the problem we have in Nigeria is the continuity.
Yeah, new government, new constitution.
Yes, when new government comes today, they will just
abolish the things the previous government did.
Transition program, and they will embezzle the money, they will share it. But with the Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, look at the rail project was started by former President Goodluck
Jonathan,
and now he's completing it with the effort of the Honorable Rotimi Amici. So I think some phases of the rail project has been completed, while some are still under construction, which was promised that to be delivered before the end of the year. So I think that I can give kudos to this administration for that as well. And at the same time, like I said, that many of them, they were doing very well. Mostly look at our finance minister. She's doing very, very well in so look at Fayeni. In the past, we only got we only export, what is it called, petroleum products. We only export crude oil, not even petroleum products.
Honorable,
Yeah.
Hello?
Honorable, before I ask you the next question, there is a caller waiting. Let's take this call.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello?
Good evening. Please.
Hello?
Hello, can you bring down the volume of your sets?
Can I speak to the APC chairman?
Can you bring down the volume of your sets?
You said?
Can you please bring down the volume of your sets?
Alright.
Bring down the volume. The APC chairman is here with us. Just bring down the volume.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly. Welcome to
Can I speak to the APC chairman?
I will give you the chance to speak to him. Welcome to Clear Night Television. Where are you calling from and where is your name?
My name is Emeka. I'm calling from Paris.
Okay, you are calling from Paris.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me connect you with the chairman. Honorable Chairman.
Yes.
You have a caller. His name is Emeka. He's calling from Paris.
All right.
The next voice you hear will be Emeka. Emeka, go ahead. The chairman is with you.
Hello, my chairman.
Hello, Emeka.
Hello, my chairman. Hello?
He can hear you. Go ahead.
Alright. It's Emeka calling from Paris. My chairman, thanks so much, sir. We really appreciate you, sir. For all what you've been doing for all the Paris, we really appreciate you, sir. Thanks so much, sir. My purpose of calling is that I want to ask the time that we can be voting here in Paris. Because we really need to know the time that we'll be voting here in Paris. Just to let people know that we really support you people.
Emeka.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Fine. What is it relating to the 2019 election or election in Paris?
No, to the 2019 election.
Fine. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Did you hear what Emeka asked?
Yes. I heard him. He was asking about the election that when do we have right to vote in the diaspora? Is that not what you're saying?
Yes. So go ahead and answer him.
Okay. I don't really know you, Mr. Emeka, but let me just say thank you very much for calling. And the election in the diaspora, the bills are in the Senate. So, and we are just waiting for the Senate to sign it and the approval of the Mr. President. So hopefully, as soon as the Senate sign the bill, we can vote in the diaspora. We are really working on that as well, including the other APC diaspora chairman. That is one of the what we are looking forward to achieve. So I can tell you that you don't have to worry that your vote will count. As soon as this bill is approved, then we start preparing for the general election as well in France to support Nigeria. So thank you very much, Mr. Emeka. I wish you well.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, Emeka, thanks for calling.
All right, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
So back to you, Honorable Chairman Mohammed. What are some of the leaders that you admired in present day politics?
Yeah, most of the leaders of APC are the leaders that I admire everyone because they are doing very well. They are all trying their best to make sure that APC has come and to stay. So I can tell you that when you assume the post of a political leader, you will understand what I'm talking about. But sometimes 2 a.m. at night, my phone will ring and I have to wake up, most especially when I see that it's my members. That is me here in France compared to the people back home. So I can really give kudos to many of them, to all of them. They are really doing great, and I just pray that may God continue to keep the flag of APC continue to fly in Nigeria.
Honorable Mohammed.
Yes.
You have a call from Honorable Steve Taylor in Madrid.
Oh.
He wants to speak to you. Hello, Honorable Steve.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my Honorable.
Good afternoon, my dear presenter.
How are you, sir? Happy Sunday.
Let me speak with my friend.
Good to have you. Good to have you online.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman of
Honorable Mohammed. Hello.
Good afternoon,
the network is bad.
Okay, the voice you will hear now is from Honorable Steve Taylor. He's speaking now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, the Deputy Chairman for France.
He can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Maiyegun, good afternoon. Welcome to the good friend and known to the Africa. I really appreciate your efforts, appreciate your strength, appreciate your content. Thank you for coming online. Message from Olunrewaju one of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Taylor.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah?
Honorable Steve Taylor calls to commend you in the APC affair so far in France. Hello? Hello?
Hello, the network is not really friendly.
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? I can hear you, Honorable.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, Honorable? Hello?
Yes, hello?
Honorable Mohammed, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, yes, I'm listening, I'm here.
Okay, fine. You heard Honorable Steve Taylor.
No, the network was bad.
Okay, let me relate what he said. He called him to commend you in the effort so far bringing APC together in Paris, and he said he wish you more strength.
Thank you so much, my honorable, my chairman. I appreciate you so much. And he has been a very, very strong member. Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. He's been a very strong chairman that we have in the diaspora. I so much appreciate him and his effort as well. So thank you very much, my chairman. I wish you well and your executives, members in Spain. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. You were saying things about the leaders you admired. Can you go ahead?
Yeah, I've just told you, moderator, that leaders of APC, they are all incredible people. These are the people that sacrifice everything that they have, their time, their money, everything, to make sure that we are able to defeat the PDP administration. So for that alone, I am commending them for their efforts. And I tell you honestly that there are people that are well appreciated in Nigeria and worldwide. So that is the reason why I sincerely associate myself to them all. So because we've got a lot of vibrant, intelligent, and charismatic leaders. So if I start mentioning them now, I'm sure that the whole time will be exhausted. So
Yeah, let's leave that aside. As a leader, what are some of the leadership lessons you would like to pass to others?
The leadership lesson is that just to most of our people should understand that when we were elected in assuming the office, we don't tend to forget away the reason that we are in office. We should always we shouldn't do it. Everybody is bound to make a mistake, but we should always learn that the people that brought us to this office, they say too much is given, much is
expected.
So we should always understand that we need to let them realize that they shouldn't be disappointed for confiding in us and giving us the opportunity to be where we are. It is not by chance, it is by grace and with the support of the people. So I'm sure that if we are able to do that and have at the back of our mind, I'm sure that we wouldn't go astray, because you know some people when they
Honorable, please, we have a caller from you.
okay.
Yeah, let's take this call, please. I'll get back to that same question. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Clev 9 Television.
Good afternoon, sir.
What is your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Vivian from Con.
Okay, Vivian from Cole.
Yes.
You want to speak to Honorable?
Yes, sir.
Honorable.
Yes.
Vivian from Cologne wants to speak to you. The next voice you hear will be Vivian. Vivian, go ahead. He's listening.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay.
I just want to thank you for everything you have been doing for us. We really appreciate. Keep it up. May God bless you. May God strengthen you. May God guide you. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
So,
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you
just
so
want to know
much.
when you can vote here in Paris.
So where is she calling from?
She's calling from Paris.
Okay. All right.
She said, when do you think they can partake in this 2019 general election?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Vivian. You hear from the chairman.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling.
All right. Vivian, I'm sure you are watching, and I want to thank you firstly for calling and for appreciating me. And it's not really me partake, it's the mandate that you have given to me, and I thank you. So what happened is that you were asking about the election. I think because during the last meeting that we had as well, during the last general meeting,
Yeah.
a lot of people were asking as well that they really want to vote. I think people were really anxious that most of the little countries, even Ghana and Benin Republic, many of them. So they were voting in the diaspora that why not Nigeria? So the same thing that I've just told the previous man that called, I think Mr. Inika, I'm going to repeat the same thing to you, Mrs. Vivian, that we are working on it. And I can guarantee you that very soon, as soon as the bill is passed from the upper house and with the assent of Mr. President, we will start voting in the diaspora. Because when you look at it today, we have thousands of Nigeria in France. In the past, people will say, I don't speak French, I don't want to go to France. But I will tell you today, if you come to France, you might not really think that we have just such numbers of Nigeria here in France today. France is accommodating thousands and thousands of Nigerians daily. And that is part of the effort with the president, because the last time he came here We met with the Nigerian community and with the French president as well then. So I think we enjoy a very good relation with the French government today. So I can guarantee you, the viewers, mostly from France, that very soon we will start to enjoy voting rights from France. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Mohammed. So let's get back to the leadership quality you were talking about before we go to the next question.
Yeah, a good leader. Yeah, our party, as you know, is hell bent on making life worthy living for everyone. Once corruption has been abolished and public funds were not being looted, then the resources available will be enough for the masses to have a good life. So to me, any great leader will be much more concerned about his citizens. So, and that is exactly what we are working on. Like I said earlier, this administration has done a lot to improve the life and properties of Nigeria, but only that, you know, when we came to the spotlight, we have a lot of problems on ground. And those problems are still what we're still tackling, what we're working on. And it's just 2 years, and we're probably 3 years going. And let me just remind Nigerians that what has been destroyed for over
decades.
Hello?
I said over decades cannot be.
Over decades.
Yeah.
Cannot be revived within a tinkle overnight.
No, I agree with you totally.
So with little patience, we make it work. I know very well that Nigerians were not happy because in the previous dispensation, there are a lot of free money out there. People spending, not knowing that the oil price will be drawn to $30 per barrel. So there were a lot of mistakes. And like I said previously, I am not going to hold anybody accountable for what happened in the past. To me personally, my priority is that what can we do to make a change so that Nigerians will have a good life. That is my priority. Okay. What happened in the past, I would leave it to the past, and let's just forge ahead.
And let's be futuristic.
Exactly.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Would you say for the past 2 years, because the APC-led government, they've been in power for more than 2 years now,
yes,
would you say they provided what they promised the electorate during their campaign?
That is what I've just said, that we promise a lot, right? But those promises cannot be met within 1 or 2 years. Nigeria is a vast country. Nigeria is the size of Italy and France put together. I don't know if you know that.
I know, I'm aware.
Yes, Nigeria is a gigantic country. So, and Mr. President has saved Nigerians a lot. Because when you look at it now, most of the incomes from the crude oil goes 70% goes on importation of food, and we have a vast land, a tropical rainforest, where we can make what we want to eat. You can imagine if, like one of the ministers that I was with 3 weeks ago was telling in Paris here, if you have this bottle of water made in Nigeria for €1, and you have a bottle of water made in Paris, France, for 10 naira, Nigerians will be proudly to buy that of 10 naira, saying that because it's from Paris.
Don't you think they are lacking education in that aspect?
Yeah, it's possible.
Hello, let's take this caller, please. Hold on, Honorable. Let's take this call. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Club 9 Television.
Thank you very much.
Where are you calling from? What is your name?
My name is Olanrewaju from State Actor.
Hello, can you speak louder, please?
Okay, my name is Olanrewaju Oyewole.
Yenisi Oyewole.
Yes, from Madrid.
From Madrid.
Yeah.
You want to speak to Honorable Mohammed?
Exactly. I just want to appreciate his contribution and him coming online to also express his view about everything that is happening there and living back home.
Honorable Mohammed.
Yes.
Honorable Oyemisi from Madrid.
Okay.
She's speaking to you.
Okay. I can't really hear what she said because there was a network.
Please, madam, can you repeat what you said?
Okay. My every chairman, this is APC women leader.
Thank you very much, madam. Nice having you online.
Is this not online, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you so much for coming online.
Yeah, so we actually have to encourage ourselves for a way forward. All our contribution is needed. So we really appreciate you coming online to also give some contributions and encourage us for the way forward and how we can improve our country, even in the aspirants too. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, madam. Thanks for calling.
Sir?
I said thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
So,
thank you very much, Madam Honorable Oyewole. She's the woman leader of APC in Spain.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, madam, for coming.
So let's get back to what you were saying. Hello, Honorable.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, let's continue in what you were saying before.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it is not an easy task to rule. For you to know that just put 20 people together, maybe just form a community meeting and something like that. Manage those 20 people and see what you will. And now, if you succeeded in doing that, then try to manage that. You can think of how the Mr. President is doing. What is he doing to manage 180 million people or more?
It's even more than 180.
Yes, I'm just giving that so that we don't want people to say the chairman has exaggerated. So
okay, fine. What is one mistake you witness leaders making more frequently than others? What are those mistakes?
The mistake that most of them made is that some of them, before the election, they promised heaven and earth, and they have forgotten that their days are counting the moment they carry the Quran or Bible to swear that to make an oath.
Yeah.
So that the mistake they were making is that their days are numbered, and whatever they do behind is the legacy that they will leave behind. So when you are going for a leadership, probably governor or whatever, you've got your manifesto, you've got your planning and everything. This is what I think you should work on, so that you should have in place and work on them, so that even after the tenure, they will still consider you to come back to finish the good jobs that you are doing. But many of them, by the time they mount the leadership, they forget the whole thing. And you will see them struggling to go for the second tenure. So, to me, I think I will just remind everyone that them sitting on the seat of power today, that they shouldn't forget that people are out there expecting a lot from them, like what I've just said previously, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Expecting them to deliver.
When you vote for a governor, hoping that probably your street will be done, or you're going to have your children will have a good school, and at the end of the day, you just eventually see the governor going back in front of your house with convoy and everything, not even waiting to listen to you. So it is really, really sad. So my advice to the people is that eventually, when they have to vote in this 2019, they should make sure that they look very well. They shouldn't allow anybody to deceive them with 1 derica of rice and
20,000 naira.
Not even 20,000. Some are not even getting up to that, like 5,000, 3,000, or 1 liters of vegetable oil with 1 ankara of 500 naira. So make sure that you vote wisely. Your vote, your PVC is your power to put in and to put out anybody, and the power of corridor. So our people needs a lot of orientation to let them understand, because with this new dispensation, the President Muhammad Buhari has said it very loud and clear. Even we that we are in APC, is telling us that no government money should be spent on politics. No government money. Look at the former. Why do you think people are crying today? People are crying because nobody is bringing money to the national headquarters.
So how do you generate money?
Yeah, we have a quota to contribute. Every members of APC contribute 100 naira.
Okay, you accept donation.
The APC accept donation is 100 naira, not more than that. If we have the 10 million, if we have a 10 million members and every 10 million members contribute 100 naira, you know what that is. With that, we can finance our government. We can finance. That is the statistic of Mr. President. So Mr. President says no government money should be spent on any party. That is the reason why when you go to the APC headquarters today, you don't see Ghana must go rolling up and down there like the previous administration.
Yeah, they do share money.
So no, not in APC. We share intelligence, and we're looking forward how we can help people, how we can better the life of Nigerians home and abroad.
Honorable Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun, the executive chairman APC France, at the same time the Maiyegun of France. Can you tell us your contribution that brought this present administration of President Buhari into power?
Well, actually, during the campaign trail of the APC, we did all we can do here in France. We held a lot of meetings in all corners of France, and talking to people, giving them hopes that we are now seeing the light at the end of the Nigerian tunnel. So, and a lot of people listen to us. So a lot of people here in France, they contributed in every form, financially, morally, physically, in everything. Our media people, they are excellent people as well. So even if we don't have right to vote, but we have this right to call back our parents, our families, our loved ones back in Nigeria that, hey, I've been sending you 100 euro every month. That is too much for me. I want you to do me a favor. The favor is that you need to vote a genuine government that is coming, so that your stress on me will be reduced. So by the time you vote in this government and they are able to have a job and everything, then I will spend less in sending money to you. So, and this will not come overnight. It's a gradual process.
Okay.
So that is the reason why that probably some people that are waiting for miracle, they have not seen them, they have not seen it happening. But it's a gradual process. If you look at it in the international community now, Nigeria are being respected now with this administration. So if we can continue like this for the next 8 to 10 years, I'm sure, like the last time I was with the French ambassador to France during the Mr. President visit, I was telling him that it is now that I'm seeing the future with Nigeria. Because this man coming to power, this new president, is zero tolerance on corruption. And with him and with the good executives around him, Nigeria will be a very better place at the end of his tenure. So, yeah, I still have that belief. Because when you look at it now, there's nowhere in record that President Buhari has been alleged of stealing or whatever. Nowhere in record. He's a very comfortable man with the little that he has. And that is part of the leader that we need to emulate. A lot of people are very angry. I know that. Probably the thing that the business is not as usual. So I can understand them. That is their own perspective. But for me, my concern is the well-being of my people, of Nigerians. Because I'm tired of seeing Nigerians, people claiming they find Nigerians in the desert, going to Libya, dying along the road. A lot of people die. You need to watch documentaries and see. So if you are really a true friend of Nigeria, you have to think of how Nigerians will have a better life. And that is my priority. That is what I'm praying to God to give me the zeal and the opportunity so that I can be part of the people that were written in the book of history.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chief Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun. It's like your people in France, they love you so much as their chairman. Hello.
Hello, I'm listening. Thank you.
You're welcome. What is your current goal?
Yeah, my current goal is what I've just told you. I want a situation whereby that I want to see Nigerians coming to France with a visa free.
Okay, and apart from politics, do you belong to any organization?
Yes, I belong to the Yoruba Federation in France as a Yoruba man, so, and I belong to the Nigerian community in France.
And are you vying for any position in the forthcoming election?
I'm not seeing myself coming out to seek any political seat.
In future?
In future, yeah.
So let me ask you, what is your contribution in your own constituency in Nigeria so far?
My constitution in my own constituency is to make sure that we have a good governance, and at the same time in Ogun State, as we speak now, I think there is a rotational system that probably is Ogun State is divided into 3 axes. So which they call Ijebu, Yewa, and Egba. So, and we're really looking towards now that the next governor of Ogun State will come out from Ijebu.
Okay, fine. There is a call for you. Let's take this call.
Sorry?
There is a call for you. Hello.
Hello, yes, I'm listening. Are you listening?
I'm listening. Honorable Mohammed, please, a minute. There is a call for you.
Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to Clear Night Television.
Okay, can I speak to APC chairman?
Yeah, please, where is your name and where are you calling from?
Joy from Milan.
You said?
Joy from Milan.
Joy from Milan.
From Milan.
Hello, can you break down the volume of your set? Joy from where? Hello. Honorable.
Yes.
Please go on. You were saying things about Ijebu Ode.
Yes. I'm originally from Ijebu Ode. And we are just watching the whole political exercise. And God's willing, the mandate will come from Ijebu this time. And my governor, Governor Ibikunle Amoso, has done a lot. And I think, I pray and I hope that after his tenure, that the Ijebus will be the next governor of Ogun State.
Yeah, I have 2 more questions for you before we round up the interview.
Okay.
Do you want President Buhari to continue?
Yeah, that is left for the party to decide. I cannot decide for the party what should be done, but I have my own opinion, And my opinion, I will keep my personal opinion pending the time that we do the primaries. So I am not the one to decide, but for me, I think he has done well to his own capacity, which I really appreciate. But the party will be the one to decide who has the ticket for the next presidential aspirant. So let's wait till then. It's not going to be long. We see what happens.
And finally, what are some of the defining leadership moments of your life?
Yeah, the defining moment of leadership in my life, I'll tell you probably is when I was elected as the chairman of APC in France, because I was not expecting it then. But when people see the charisma in you, and they realize that you are the man of the people, you are the man that controls the crowd, and people listen when you talk. So I think, yes, that's the time.
Okay. And a word of advice to Nigerians in diaspora and those back home in our country. What advice would you give to them concerning the forthcoming general election in 2019?
I will.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought there's a call coming in. So
no, hold on. Hold on, honorable. We'll get back to that question. Let's take this call, please. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Welcome to Clem 9 Television. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to Clem 9 Television.
Yeah, my name is Olanrewaju. I'm calling from Maiyegun.
Hello, honorable. Honorable Mohammed.
Yes, speaking. I'm here.
There is a caller for you. There is a call for you from a caller in Maiyegun. Go ahead. He's listening to you. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Honorable.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Kola.
Good afternoon, Honorable.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I would like to know, as the chairman of APC in France, in one of the diaspora countries, please, I would like to know how is it sure for your follower to be able to participate in the election back home in 2019? How far have you gone in collaboration with the French government and Nigerian to allow Nigerians that reside in France to vote for their choice for the rest of their state in coming general election?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kola.
Thank you, Mr. Kola.
Yeah.
To vote in the diaspora is not a problem. There's a process that we need to follow. One of the process is just we need to have a bill that will be passed already, which Mr. President will assent it. As soon as we have that, will give us the right to vote. So voting in France wouldn't, or in any other countries around the world, wouldn't be a problem, because in as much we have the right to vote, it is now the duty of the embassies, Nigeria embassies in various countries, to coordinate the votes.
Thank you very much. Let's get back to our last question. The last question I asked. What is your advice to Nigerians in diaspora and that in Nigeria concerning the forthcoming general election in 2019?
Yeah, my advice to Nigerians, let me start first with the diaspora.
Yeah.
The diaspora, I really want to thank every one of you for patience, and at the same time, I can tell you that you will all have the right to vote as soon as we have the assent of Mr. President. And that is one. And we shouldn't forget that President Buhari has done us a lot of goods. So I will advise everyone to vote for whoever candidate that come under the flag of APC. At the same time, to Nigerian back home, we all understand and we feel your pain. So I will just advise you to be patient and more patient, so that this dividend of democracy that we are all expecting, we will all have it in good faith. Because if we have to go into a system where we are changing of power or something, it will derail the process that has been in place. So my advice to Nigerians, both home and abroad, is that we should be patient and we should pray for God Almighty to guide and strengthen our leader and our leaders so that they can put us on the right path. So I just wish you all well. I wish Nigeria and Federal Republic of Nigeria good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Chief Mohammed Olanrewaju Balogun, the Executive Chairman, APC France, and at the same time the Maiyegun of France. We in Cleveland would like to partner with the APC in France to showcase your activities, to bring those people in diaspora closer to Nigeria, because Nigeria is our country. We need to make Nigeria great again. We want to say a very big thank you for your time, and we hope next time we call on you, you will be available to talk to us more about APC in France and Nigeria in general. I want to say a very big thank you once again. From Cleveland Television here in Palma de Mallorca, I am Owen Bezi signing off.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owen. I so much appreciate you, and I wish you all and the members of your crew well in your endeavors. And I can guarantee you that anytime you need me in Madrid, in Spain, or anywhere, I'm always available. I am the man of the people, and I can assure you that I will be there to give you whatever you want. And when next you want to come to France for any program, or you want to have your branches in France as well, yeah, you can count on me. We do it together. This is for the benefit of our citizens and for them to know what is really going on both back home and in politics. So thank you very much for having me. God bless you.
Thank you.